Hey everyone, Special Service here, and welcome to the Season 4 preview event of the finals, and to my least scripted video. I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible, so I've thrown the script out the window so we can just get straight into this. First things first, in no way did Embark sponsor me or anything. I was just fortunate enough to be invited to the preview event, so I got to play it with a bunch of other content creators in the finals community. So I just wanted to thank Embark for the opportunity to play Season 4 just a little bit early and get to test out some of the new weapons and systems that were added to the game. So everything I say today about the season preview is my own opinion with the limited game time that they allowed us. Right, so enough rambling, let's get straight into it. First things first, the new weapons. Each weapon I found had a very specific niche. Obviously, the light shotgun is quite lethal up close. Not as lethal as the double barrel shotgun, obviously, but still packs a sizable punch if you hit your shots. I found it was a little bit difficult to adjust to the tempo of firing rounds, but after a couple games, once you get it down packed, the light shotgun is a lethal beast up close. I found myself easily soloing heavies, no problem. Especially with the evasive dash, it became easier than ever. I found it to be a pretty balanced weapon as well. You only have so many shots in a magazine, and if you can dodge around other lights and crouch out of shots, when you're targeted by this shotgun, no problem, you can easily out DPS them with any other weapon. The Akimbo Desert Eagles is probably one of the coolest weapons I've ever seen in the finals. Not only do you have the badass factor from the fact it's a Desert Eagle, but that you have two of them and you are blasting away at contestants makes them the coolest things ever. They might not be the best weapon. In fact, sometimes I find that the M60 is objectively a better choice. However, that's not going to stop me from only using the Desert Eagles from now on. The spread at range is quite severe even when aiming down sights. It's really tough to hit people who are a block away or so. Even if they're standing on a rooftop and completely silhouetted, it's very difficult to hit them. However, I think they're probably the most balanced weapon coming out this season. I've lost many gunfights to people with bigger ammo capacities, but we've dealt about the same damage. We were both around 10 HP or so when the final shots were fired. Obviously, at close range, you might as well just be hip-firing the Desert Eagles. They're pretty good in that regard. However, anything medium range, I do recommend that you probably should be ADSing with them. It just reduces the spread by just enough for it to be accurate at range. But that's it for the Desert Eagles. Now, the medium DMR is a very mixed bag for me. With the scope, I think the DMR might be the worst weapon added to the game. Trying to shoot rapidly with it obviously isn't going to work out. You do have to pace your shots a little bit. However, it's kind of like the LH1 pre-buff of Season 3, where the visual recoil was insane, but if you knew where to aim with the LH1, you could melt people. It's the same story here with the medium DMR. It's an incredibly lethal weapon with body shots and headshots. There were some people during this preview event who were insane with these DMRs. I have footage of me for an entire game just getting straight up bullied. If I was in the open, I was instantly killed because two of the mediums on their team had DMRs and the third medium had the model shotgun. It was over for me. I couldn't do anything that match. That match actually sucked. I'm sure Embark will find a way to tweak the DMR, because I think it needs some tweaking. The DMR with the iron sights, however, is way easier to use and it feels twice as devastating. The visual recoil isn't as bad as with the magnified scope, and it's really easy to use. Speaking of iron sights, almost every single weapon in the finals can now equip a red dot sight or iron sights, or remove the red dot sight for the iron sights. And I'm so happy that they did this. Now, obviously, I didn't check all the weapons just because I wanted to jump straight into playing the game. And in fact, for the good 3 hours, I forgot that the AK actually had red dot sights to equip. Now, the optics do cost VRs, so VRs are still in the game. They haven't really done anything with those. But the fact that all these weapons have scopes now, for at least a good quarter of this season, you'll be spending all your VRs on the new weapons and then unlocking the sights for every weapon. I will say, taking the holographic sight off the FCAR was so nice. It felt so much better for me to shoot. I felt like I could actually hit my targets. Me and the FCAR have a very poor relationship when it comes to the finals. AK for life, unfortunately, and it's not just because of the bigger magazine size, it's because I find the weapon easier to control at long range, and I find I can just more reliably get kills with it. But once I took the red dot sight off the FCAR, it totally changed how I played with the weapon. It felt like I could actually hit things. Now, on the other side of that, when I put the red dot sight on the AK, it felt totally foreign to me. And I understand, I spent basically a year playing with AK iron sights, and swapping to a red dot sight kind of threw me through a loop for a little bit. And maybe because the red dot sight was equipped, I noticed that the AK has crazy high initial recoil and spread, and it gets more accurate as you shoot it. I don't know if that was ever a thing with iron sights. I never really noticed it, but once I put a red dot sight on, I realized how inaccurate it was. But I kept the red dot sight equipped for the entire preview event, trying to get used to it. In the end, I did get there, but I still think I prefer the iron sights on the AK at least. But of course, not only those 2 assault rifles got the attachments, I can't confirm this because I didn't actually look, but I'm pretty sure every single weapon got a red dot sight of some kind, or the option to remove a sight. I didn't check the light sniper rifle. I probably should have in hindsight, but I'm pretty sure if anything, you could probably equip iron sights or something like that. I don't actually know, but I saw that the FAMAS can have a red dot sight. I saw that the revolver can have a red dot sight. I saw that the light pistol, not the 93R, the other one, it's the name of it's escaping me right now, can have a red dot sight. Some people were talking in a few of my matches saying that that totally changes how you can fire the weapon. You can actually full burst it and know what you're hitting. Again, didn't test it. I'm not really a light player, go figure. I spent most of my time during the preview event playing heavy and medium, obviously. I really wanted to use the new weapons on medium more, however, the AK is just such a reliable weapon. I couldn't swap off of it, I'm sorry. And like I mentioned earlier, the new weapons, aside from maybe the DMR, aren't entirely overpowered. The weapons reward very specific playstyles and niches. They aren't be-all, end-all overpowered options, except for the DMR at long range and kind of close range because its hip fire is really good too. As for the red dot sights, you can only equip one style of red dot. You don't have option to like the XP54 and then the new red dot sight that they added. You get either one or the other for the weapon, and it's already pre-picked for that weapon. Right, so before we get to the map, I want to talk about the sponsors. Basically, when you start the game, in the bottom left of your screen, there'll be a little window that says sponsorship. From that window, you can choose between signing with Isolt, Holtau, and Engimo. Basically, once you sign with a sponsor, you're stuck with them for the entire season. The reason being, throughout the season, there's going to be a bunch of sponsor-related events. So basically the sponsor that earns the most fans, which are earned automatically throughout the match once you've selected a sponsor. The sponsor that earns the most fans at the end of the season will get some kind of reward from the sounds of it, and there will be challenges associated with sponsors and fans. For myself, like I said in my previous video, it's an easy pick. It's ride or die with Isolt for me, so I obviously picked them for the preview event. And if you're worried about the cosmetics you'll miss out on, yes, you'll be missing out on 2/3 of all these available cosmetics from the sponsorships, but if you want to know what you're unlocking for signing with these sponsors, they do show you before you sign. When you click on a sponsor before you sign, it'll show you all the rewards you can earn for that sponsor. Every sponsor will earn you an outfit, so a piece of headgear, upper body and lower body, as well as a weapon skin and a bunch of player card customization options. Speaking of player cards have received a huge update. They are basically like Apex Legends player cards now, if you've ever played that. Basically, you have 3 badge slots which can be leveled up during the season. You have a background, you have a border you can edit, and of course, if you want to change your character's pose, you just change your intro emote. It's a pretty simple addition. I personally like it. I came from an Apex background, and I put a lot of work into grinding out badges for my Apex card so I could look cool when I became the Apex champion. Okay, new map. I love Fortune Stadium. I love the aesthetics of Fortune Stadium. I love how it's heavily sponsored in each section. I love the mix of buildings from every single map almost. I can recognize parts of the hospital mixed with other buildings. I appreciate how every single block of the arena is separated by giant falls like Skyway Stadium, and you get the jump pad across. I think that's perfect. It makes zip lines a risky play, especially if you're trying to chase someone down. I love the amount of verticality in this map. It is incredible, and I hope that comes across in some of the gameplay you're seeing right now. The verticality is extensive in this map. There are so many things to climb on. There's so many additional routes that can be found by jumping off the side of buildings. It's perfect. There's tons of vertical, horizontal zip lines, jump pads everywhere in all the buildings. Especially if you play a medium with a jump pad and a zip line, you can get your team anywhere instantly, especially if you know where you're going. I'd say this map is pretty easy to learn. A lot of it is chunks of buildings you've already played in on Seoul and Monaco with the construction sites and things like that. I find it incredibly intuitive to navigate this arena. I think it might officially be my new favorite arena. Yes, I love Cis Horizon to death, but this is a whole new tier of S rank. Naturally, the Battle Pass had some stellar items in it. Particularly for me, The wrestling, smashing the chair over the hologram's head was a highlight for me. That's my favorite emote in the game so far. The combat medic skin looks awesome. I love how that looks. And that is absolutely going to be my medium's outfit for the entire season. It just looks so good. Then the bonus page version of that outfit looks even better. It looks so good. But I'm not going to go through the entire battle pass in this video. In a week's time, everyone else will be able to see it too. A couple of little bonus things I couldn't really fit anywhere into the video. When you sign with a sponsor in the main menu will change colors to reflect the sponsor you've chosen. As you can see here, I've signed with Azult, so now I have a blue trail in the background. Just thought that was kind of cool. I didn't see any brand new abilities or gadgets, which is totally fine by me. I think the finals currently has a good spread of abilities and gadgets. I also noticed that weekly challenges are still a thing, kind of like the sponsor circuits of previous seasons to unlock cosmetics and such. That's still a thing. Unfortunately, World Tour wasn't available during this preview event. From what I saw, the opening week is starting on Fortune Stadium, which is awesome. I can't wait to play that map. It is so good, but I think I've said that enough times in this video. Alright guys, and that's all there was to it. I know I probably should have tested a couple more things, but I just wanted to jump into the new season before it started and play as much of it as I possibly could. And right as I say that, I remembered one last thing. They also added 3 new default outfits. I'm assuming they're default because we all had them unlocked by default. And they are these amazing looking Auspice outfits. We have a light equivalent, a medium equivalent, and a heavy equivalent. And they all look fantastic. I'm a sucker for anything that is an Auspice sponsor or an Azult sponsor. I'm really hoping that we can unlock these outfits or have them unlocked by default when the next season starts because they look so good. Alright, for real this time. That's all I have to say about the Season 4 preview event. I have so much gameplay of the preview event, I don't know what to pick for this video, so I'm only going to try and choose the best bits from each clip, just to show it off to you guys. Alright, that's all I have for you guys this time. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. More Season 4 content is coming. On Friday next week, I'm posting a Day 1 video of Season 4 sometime in the afternoon, so subscribe so you guys don't miss that. And like the video if you haven't already, it seriously helps out the channel. And let me know down in the comments what you guys are excited for Season 4, or you can leave some questions down there about the preview event. I do try to respond to all my comments, so if you have a question, leave it down below. Or ask me on my Discord, linked in the description below. Once Season 4 starts, I'll be in there all the time playing it. And other than that, guys, that's it. I will see you all next time. Peace.
I'm respawn. I'm on here.
Oh, what a round. Holy crap.
Nice work, boys.
Look at that.
Oh my,
7
7 eliminations. Dude,
Wait,
I finally actually came in clutch.
Why does it say 69 eliminations?
Oh, connection not found.
No.
Oh no.
No, that was it.
No.
That was it?
That was it, guys.
No. No.
Oh.